DeafGeoff. I work for a little radio station in town called Hot 107.9. Hopefully you guys listen. My real name is Geoff Herbert, but I've been DeafGeoff since I was 12 years old. I've been hard of hearing since I was born, but I've been calling myself DeafGeoff since I was 12 years old. For those of you who haven't realized, I'm DeafGeoff because I'm hard of hearing, D-E-A-F, not D-E-F like Def Jam, you know, like cool. I always have to tell people, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not cool. I'm just hard of hearing. I grew up in Massachusetts, and when I was between 2 and 3 years old, my parents discovered that I had a profound binaural hearing loss, which means that I only hear, I have a 90% hearing loss in both ears, which means I hear about 10% as well as the average person. So I'm mostly deaf or hard of hearing, however you'd like to refer to it as. And when I was young, my parents had to make a lot of difficult decisions. You know, should I go to a private school? Should I go to a public school? Should I do speech therapy or sign language? They decided that, you know, maybe I should try doing speech therapy and try and learn how to communicate orally, since most of the world communicates verbally. And I had some of my hearing, so maybe I could do that. The difficult thing with a 90% hearing loss, obviously, in terms of learning how to talk, is that I can't do it the way most people do, which is just simply by listening, and learning by listening and hearing what people are saying. I had to do it by watching the shape of their mouth, where the tongue and teeth are, how much breath is coming out, facial expression, the context, visual cues, where are we having this conversation, things like that. And so I spent about 12 years in speech therapy learning how to communicate verbally so I could have conversations the way I'm doing right now. Just to give you guys a little feel of what it's like doing speech therapy, I want you all to put your hand right here on your voice box or your Adam's apple if you've got one, guys. And I want you to make an F sound, go. You don't feel it, right? But if you make a V sound, go. Different, huh? But if you look at the shape of a person's mouth, the F and the V look exactly the same. So you can't tell the difference. So that was one of the little tricks I had to do to learn how to say the right words, say the right syllables, consonants, vowels, sentences, words, and at the same time understand what everybody else was saying as well. So we did the speech therapy thing for about 12 years, and basically, you know, had conquered that hurdle. And then I had to think about, okay, now that I, you know, handled that, what do I want to do with my life? I went to a public school in Massachusetts, and at my high school we actually had a radio station, and I thought, that may be fun to try. You know, play some songs, give shout out to my friends. Here's one going out to Tony Hibson, Bob. You know, stuff like that. And my friends would all tell me, oh my God, I heard you on the radio, you played my song, you gave me a shout out, it was so awesome, that was awesome. And I really liked the response that I was getting from it. And what I really loved especially about radio and playing music is the ability that, you know, the radio and the music has to transform a person's mood. When you guys are on your way to school in the morning or at work, and you're kind of bummed, like, oh man, I didn't want to get up this morning. You know, I stayed up too late last night, and I'm tired and grumpy. But then you hear your favorite song, and you start singing along, start snapping your fingers, and then you completely forget about everything that you're upset about. And it transforms your mood that way. Same thing if you're at, you know, a party, a dance, club, anywhere, and you hear a song, you might all of a sudden start, you know, dancing. Because that's what music has the ability to do. It has the ability to transform you and do anything that, you know, it has the power to do. And radio has the most immediate impact of that because you're hearing the song anywhere you are and can have that same immediate impact. So I fell in love with radio at my high school radio station and kept pursuing it through college. And in college, I picked Syracuse University, not just for the basketball team, but the basketball team is pretty awesome. But I liked the fact that they had a liberal arts-based education, and I got to study a lot of different subjects, but I was very interested in radio. Syracuse University, if you don't know, has 2 radio stations on campus. WJPZ, which is an AM station, I think they're still online at 1570 WJPZ.com, I think. And Z89, I'm sure you guys have listened to Z89 once or twice around here. And I worked there, had a lot of fun, kept saying to myself, you know what, this is what I want to do. And a lot of people might have wondered, why would you be doing an industry that's audio-based if you're hard of hearing? Obviously it's difficult, it's challenging, but you know what? I loved it. I loved the challenge. I love the fact that it surprised a lot of people to hear DeafGeoff on the radio. I just got such a kick out of that, impact, that transformation that happens when you hear songs or you shout out, things like that on the radio. And so I kept going with it, and I started doing internships. Did an internship at 2 radio stations in Boston before doing an internship at Hot 107.9 with Marty and Shannon. Said to them, hey, I'm DeafGeoff. I've actually been DeafGeoff since I was 12 years old. They didn't come up with that name. It was just something that I came up with 15 years ago and said, hey, this is who I am. My name's Geoff. I'm mostly deaf. I just want to let you know both of those things at the same time. And let you know that I'm okay with who I am, and you should be okay with who you are, and you should be okay with me, and I'll be okay with you. Works out pretty nicely for everybody. And Marty and Shannon were very interested in what I had to say and what I had to do. And so now I've been working at Hot 107.9 for 6 years, doing everything from singing bad Christmas songs, or rapping, or dressing up as a cowboy, or a Spider-Man, or a Batman, sometimes getting in trouble, doing goofy videos on YouTube, things like that. It's all been so much fun. And the thing that's, interesting is that nobody's ever really told me that I couldn't do it. I've always said, this is what I want to do, I'm going to do it. It's as simple as that. In fact, I always think about what Billy Joel said, not in one of his songs, but he was actually the speaker at my graduation from SU. And he said, do what you love, because if you do what you love, then you love what you do, and if you love what you do, then you're doing what you love. Kind of obvious, but it makes a lot of sense. And I always try to let everybody know the same thing, the same message, that no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter what your abilities are or disabilities, don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Don't ever do anything because someone else wants you to do it. Do it because you want to do it. Do it because you love it, because you're passionate about it. Once you find that, everything else is easy as pie. Thank you all very much.